Hello and welcome back everyone. I hope you had a really good new year and had a really great holiday, and that you collected all your strength and powers that you will need for 2023, because I do believe that 2023 will be the year that we will see some great changes around us, and many of the things that has been in the hidden will start to be in the open. I have not been told this, as I have explained many times in my videos why I'm not told certain things. But this is my assumption with everything that is happening. So I just want to tell you that, and I want to give you some quick news about what I see that is going on at the moment. We all know that the human negative forces with all the organizations, the banking systems and the digital ID systems and the artificial intelligence are on a charge at the moment, and they have many measures to circumcise our liberties and freedoms. That will come now in the spring, and many systems are going to be tested. Digital systems are going to be tested in the spring, and so potentially by summer many of these measures will be in full force. So I want to tell you what I see in the spirit world and what I see and receive from our galactic friends in this context. And it has been quiet, very quiet, and it has been actively quiet since at least 3 weeks now. And I know that that we're talking about them being actively quiet because it's very different when the negative ETs in the fourth dimension and the negative demonic beings, when they shut down the communication, it's very different. So they do speak to me, they are not hindered to speak to me, and they do have control over the communication, but they're actively choosing not to speak at the moment. I'm not told why that is. But at the moment, the spirit world and our galactic friends, the galactic forces, are actively being quiet. And at the same time, I have been seeing in my visions and experienced contact with the negative forces, the negative ETs and the astral beings. And I had many visions, especially between Christmas and New Year, that they are on a charge. So the negative ETs, the negative demonic astral beings, they are on a charge, and have just become stronger and stronger now since the last 3 weeks. And in the same time, our galactic friends has become actively quiet. So my assumption is that we will see the dark agenda play out in its full extent in 2023. That's my assumption. And this also means that I can't tell you anything at the moment, because the spirit world and the galactic forces doesn't want me to know anything. So that means that I will probably not make any updates. This can change. Maybe next week already have some news. But I just want you that are listening to understand that I'm not doing this to be a professional motivational speaker that you always can come and listen to and have comfort from. I will try to give people comfort if I can give them comfort, but my aim here and what I'm trying to do here is tell the truth and give you some updates and news from the spirit world and from our galactic and from the galactic interstellar forces that are here, our galactic families. And that also means that I might choose to be quiet because I know that certain things are happening. And as I have told you, because of each and every one of us, our soul missions and so on, we are not supposed to know everything. That's why we have the thing that no one wants, and some people takes it, don't understand what it is. That's why we have the thing, and that's why we have the control measures of the matrix. We have all of these things, and it is a spiritual war, and we all have to choose. And I have been receiving many people that wants me to tell them the future. You have to understand something, that the message from the spirit world about rebirth and our galactic families is that we will rise up. We will rise up, and we will be as them. We will be with them as them. And you have to understand that they do not lean on other people like we do. They don't lean on leaders. They don't blow up a certain individual in a movie to be some kind of super being because he's in the news all the time or he's famous. They have a completely different understanding of life, because they are not in the duality like we are. They are open to everything in the spirit world. They are connected in ways it can be very hard for some people to imagine. Everyone under 2023 have to understand that if you want to rise up, if you want to ascend, you have to start to trust only yourself. If you're not able to find the confidence to trust in your own abilities, it will take longer for you to ascend. You will ascend eventually, because it's a natural process. You will rise up. But you will not rise up if you are leaning for other people to support you. And there is a difference here, just to understand me. We give support to people of love when people have a hard time and so on. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about idol worship, worship of certain people, certain leaders. If you have the urge to still do this, if you don't trust yourself the most, you are still in the matrix. When you feel that only you can find the truth and only you can understand what is the truth to you, because as I have told you, the real truth is not in science, it's not in books, it's not in the universities. It is your connection through the heart up to God. And there are people on this planet that have a lot of information about our history and that understands who we are and where we come from. And they will not let us have this information. So we are left to search for the information, follow our heart, follow our guidance to find the truth. And that guidance and doing that process is a personal process. So please don't ask me to tell who to follow and what to think. Who you follow and what you believe and what you think, that's up to you. That's your decision and that's your process. I just want to tell that I have said that many times, but I'm still receiving this from people. And I just have to tell you that the message is, and this is very, very important. The message is that we have to be able to stand on our own 2 feet, firm in our belief and convictions on our own abilities to manage the inside world and the outside world around us. When we have that power and that understanding, we will rise up. So if you are in spiritual groups and you're following a leader, and this leader is telling you everything, it means that this leader is providing you with false messages. Because it's a very simple thing here, and it's very easy to understand. We are locked out from the spirit world. We are locked out from the galactic, our galactic families, because of our density, because of our dimension, and because of our duality. And there is no knowledge anywhere that is more than the knowledge that is within God, which is from the source. It might be a hard concept to understand, but all the knowledge is already there. And when we rise up, when we ascend, when we start to believe only in ourselves, there are always differences here. We're not talking about an arrogant belief in that I only know the truth, and an egoistic belief where we don't listen to others. We will listen to others always, and we'll benefit always from listening to others and communicating with others and searching together with others. But when it comes to the decision, what is true and what is false, that decision is only up to you. And we will have to be able to have difference in opinions, come to different decisions as to what is truth and what is false, and still be friends with each other. So that also means that it's very hard to push information on someone if they refuse it. It's sort of how it is in all this awakening. For those that wants to take the thing, doesn't matter how you push them, they don't want your information. And then you have to wait until they're spiritually ready to take your information. That doesn't mean that because of love, you will do everything in your power to stop someone from taking the thing. And that is something we do from love. Of course, there might be people that want to do such a thing because it's from the ego, meaning that I'm right, you're wrong, and I want to prove a point. There are always those people. But if we talk about the loved one, it's coming from love. Because if we have information and we have understanding, and we know that this person that is a close person to us, a family member that doesn't understand this, and are not spiritually ready to take this information, we still have to do everything we can to stop them. As we still have to do everything that we can to stop the dark, evil, dark forces on this earth. So if you're not successful because they are not spiritually ready, then that is how it's going to be, and that's how it's meant to be. But that doesn't mean that you should stop. We should each and every single one of us do everything we can to inform people, to tell them about the truth when it comes to the thing and when it comes to the world around us and everything. And we should learn to never be quiet. We should learn to always speak up. So the message from the spirit world is, you will have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and make the decision to what is true or false, because we are connected to the source. And the message I have been getting through all this time, and I wasn't really thinking of going into this today, but I think I will do that now, at least a little bit. You see, I have seen a lot already. I have been in this fight. I have seen the negative entities in my visions, and I have had them visiting me. I have seen the silhouette of their beings. I have seen the orbs. And when the weather gets a little bit better, I will continue with my story. So I just don't have the I want to have a really good feeling when I'm doing this, like sunshine and good weather when I'm doing this, and I want to be outside, because what I'm going to speak about was a very, 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 very disturbing experience, and it was very hard for me. And I know that the negative entities are going to try to stop me when I'm doing this, so I really need to be focused when I'm doing it. So my story, my spiritual journey finding Lyra, it will be a little bit postponed until I can tell it, but I will tell you that. So don't worry about that. But what I want to tell you here is that because of this experience I have, and because what has happened to me, and because of my communication, I know a lot. I have understood a lot, but because I have been specifically told that I will not be told anything that I don't need to know, and that, you know, we have to go through this because this is a spiritual war. I, like everyone else, have to choose the right thing, not taking the thing, standing up in my truth, speaking up, not being afraid, because this is a spiritual war. And some people are not ready yet, so they will not be successful in the spiritual war for this time, and they will get another chance. So just remember, whatever happens, we don't die. We continue to live. The soul is eternal. The spirit is eternal. We will not die. What I'm trying to say here is that I have been there, I have seen it, but because of my soul mission, because we're in a spiritual war, I will not be told everything. And that means that I have to make deductions from my experience and from my communication. And I have had a very deep insight in the fourth dimension. And I have understood that many of the things that are spread within the New Age is coming from the dark forces that have started the New Age movement. And especially all this talk about frequencies, it's an inverted fact. So I can go into that just quickly here, but what I'm trying to say here is that my aim is to be a guide of truth, to help people navigate that wakes up, especially those like me that are from the future, and everyone that have another soul mission but find this message useful for their own journey, to be a guide to navigate in all these things that are going to happen, and all these things going on to this new earth that we will experience. And people still don't understand why it's so important to stand on your own 2 feet and only listen to your own truth, because every layer of everything is twisted and inverted, because this control system, this matrix, has been in control for thousands of years in different forms. This is just the latest form we are experiencing now. So just to recap, you cannot raise your consciousness and bring in more of your spirit and rise up or ascend by just concentrating on heightening your frequencies, your vibration. your consciousness is something that has to evolve, and it's a natural process. And for our consciousness to evolve, we have to be able to see everything. We have to see the good and the evil, and we have to understand everything. And we also have to understand that we cannot dwell in evil. We look at the evil, we understand the evil, and we move on. And we don't return back if there is not something new we need to understand. Because we have many layers here when we talk about manifestations and frequencies. But I will say that again, you cannot heighten your consciousness, you cannot bring in more of your soul, you cannot ascend just by trying to heighten your frequencies and your vibrations. If you heighten your frequencies and your vibration by avoiding everything that is negative, listening to music that vibrates in a higher frequency, and just having good thoughts and blocking out the world around you, you will heighten your experience of the consciousness you already acquired. But you will not expand in consciousness, and you will not ascend. With that being said, ascension is a natural process. Everyone will ascend. It will just take different time for us to ascend, longer or shorter. So this is also why I'm getting the message from our galactic friends, from our star families from the future, that we have to be able to stand on our own 2 feet and make the decision what is true and false, and not lean on anyone. And I have been trying to get this message out, but I'm still getting the questions from people that have listening to what I'm saying, but they didn't really listen because they still lean, and now they're trying to find someone else to lean to, or asking me for telling them what is true or what is false. So what I'm trying to go with this here, because I'm just trying to go with the fly here. There are many things in one time that I'm trying to explain and that I'm trying to discuss. But what I'm trying to say here is that I have been up to the 4th dimension. I have seen them. I understand how they function, but I don't understand everything. And that means that when I make deductions, there could be some mistakes in that what I'm doing, and I don't want to make those kind of mistakes. So I rather not say everything at this present, because it's not important, because we already know what is coming now in the present, how the 4th dimension works and how the control system works. It will be something that it will be not necessary for us to discuss at this moment. Okay, so I will still go into this now a little bit. I just wanted you to understand that before I go into this, that I have some understanding, and I will go into this a little bit more now, but I will not go further into this, even if I have my suspicions and I have my assumptions and deductions of what has happened. But I will say this much, and if it changes in the future, I will tell you. Okay, so why I'm telling you this, and I'm being very, very careful when I say something now, is because I don't want to be a professional hopium speaker. Okay, I don't want to be a person that people goes to and just listen to for comfort. I want to be a guide for truth, because I have real contact, I have real experiences, and I know what is demanded of us. And I can see that everywhere where I look, people are confused with this inverted reality, both in the media world and in the spiritual world. And people have to understand that there is nothing that will stop us from not having to see the evil. We will all have to see the evil. If you go on a road where you try to protect yourself and go into a falsehood, a convenient falsehood, where you don't look at evil, you don't process evil, you don't understand evil, and you just have happy thoughts, you are nothing more than a 3D salesman pushed forward by the negative entities in the fourth dimension to sell more crap on people. You know, every sales course out there in the world says that you have to have positive thoughts, never be negative into anything, just close your sale and just believe that you can sell your product and just come in with this positive energy. What you are doing then is you're complying with the matrix. You're complying with the system allowed for manifestation in the 3D matrix. Manifestations in higher dimensions have other things acquired. So this is what people don't understand. The matrix is not only a human control, the matrix is a spiritual control through the fourth dimension, and everything that goes to a higher dimension have to go through the fourth dimension, and the closest thing to us is the fourth dimension. And the negativities are real. The demonic beings are real. I have seen them I have seen the silhouettes of them in my house. I have seen the orbs. I have been attacked. I have had them on me, and eventually I will tell the story when I feel it's the right time for me to do that. So we don't need more hopium now. We don't need another speaker that tells you about the light and the frequencies, and we don't need that. We need someone to tell us the truth. We need someone with experience to tell us the truth, so we can build upon that truth on our journey, so each and every single one of us becomes strong as the soldiers of God we all are. We need to become strong. And the first thing for us to become strong is to be able to see the truth. And you will not be able to see the truth if you lean on other people or ask them for help to see the truth. You will only see the truth when you have evolved your consciousness, expanded your consciousness, brought in more of your soul, lowered your density, and heightened your frequency by doing so. And to be able to do that, you have to be able to see the evil. You have to be able to understand it and move on. Even our galactic friends describe their planet as having everything, as being absolute. When something is absolute, it means it has everything. It has dark and it has light. So to my understanding, this does not disappear just because we rise up. It will still be there, but in another form. So now I'm going to go into this about the fourth dimension and how it affects our ability to speak up. And I have not been told this by my galactic families. I haven't been told this by the spirit world. This is purely my experience. And this experience has given me this understanding. So if there is something that I have misunderstood from this, I just want to put that out there. But I'm going to tell you this now, because I believe that this is important, because it goes together with all of the messages I'm getting from our galactic families, from our galactic friends. When I was under my attack, I was fighting them, and I was listening to very strong spiritual music, and they were basically attacking my nervous system in my lower genital regions, because that's what hurts a man the most and make him feel the weakest. It was a knife or a scissor that was put there, twisted, and it was cutting me in that lower region for hours for 4 weeks. So you understand that this is a real feeling. Nothing is cut, but they can access your nervous system. And if they get these entities on you, they can access your nervous system, they can possess you, they can attack you. And this was the satanic Luciferian cabal. And there are many known psychics that works for them. And I met one that is very famous, that I have seen on some chats, not on the Lion Man chat, but that I have seen that people are listening to, and all these people along close to this are listening to this. I will not mention who the person is because of legal reasons, but just understand, when this is over, these people will be brought to the light. They will be brought in front of everyone, and this person and all this person working with the satanic Luciferian cabal, they will stand the judgment from God for this eventually. So I'm gonna be more straight here. I hope this stays up, this video, and because it's hard to explain it if I have to find other words all the time. The Matrix is a human control, hiding of information, subliminal messages in the mainstream through movies. Netflix is a major contributor of these messages. I just watched a little bit of Netflix during my holidays with family. You know that some people don't understand exactly what is happening. They're still looking at this Netflix. And there were many subliminal messages for kids. Like example that you can, I can say this on this channel, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm trying to explain this in a good way. And during this attack, when I was listening to this music, meditation music, the spiritual music, I was shown the layers of the dimension. I was lying in my bed. I had my aura destroyed on the left side of my shoulder. It was like a slice of pizza that was gone from the left side of my shoulder, and on that my right shoulder, sorry, not my left, my right shoulder, because on my right shoulder I had the reptilian hand with a contract for 4 weeks. And when my galactic family removed the reptilian, it took a piece of my aura with it, and it left a hole. It was like my arm was deflated from my shoulder down to my biceps. And I was very weakened after attack, and I was sent a big pillar of light and a big ball that was sent. I was lying down on the bed, and it was sent down to my heart. It was big, like this kind of inflatable balls that you can have in water in the beach for kids. It was a big ball, and it was a pillar, and this ball came down and it sank down in my chest, and my chest raised up, and my whole body swelled up, and my shoulder swelled up. And after this, I didn't have that hole in my aura anymore, on my right side of my shoulder. And at the same time, I was awake, and after that I was shown myself a small light, like a ball of light from my chest, a white ball of light, big like a tennis ball, basically an orb, we can describe it as. And this light just went up from my chest. I was lying down. It went up from my chest, and I could look at it, and it was shining above my chest. And then I felt that the ball of light, which was basically my spirit, it wanted to go. And I had my Lyran, the one who I call my Lyran woman. She was with me through all of this, speaking to me and helping me to fight the satanic Luciferian cabal. And she was there. She was speaking to me. She was in my visions. She was showing me things, how to fight them. She showed me how to fight them and how to fight the negative ETs and all of that. So she was there, and I understood that I was protected. So I let the white ball of light just go up. It went straight up to the roof of my house, and suddenly I was shown a side vision, and the ball went up, and there were these lines, like layers of dimensions, and the ball went up like pop, 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 like super fast, straight up in space, and then into these dimensional layers, and it was like just a feeling like pop, 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 up, And in the top layer, and I couldn't count how many layers it was because it went so fast, but in the top layer it was a golden light. And when the ball went up from my side view of when this small ball of light went up, when it went up to the gold layer, I was suddenly in the ball of light. So I have the visions from the ball of light, and I was swimming in golden light. It was just immense golden light all around me, and it was like I was swimming in this extreme energy. And I just felt like I don't want to know more about this now. I have my life on this earth, and I know this place. And at the moment, I don't want to go in deeper to this. So I decided I want to go back. So I went back all through the layers. I had a side view again, and then the ball came on top of my chest. 20 centimeters above my chest, and I just let it go back, sinking into my chest, and you feel it when it comes back. So our spirit is connected to God, to the source, and our spirit goes through the fourth dimension, through these layers I was shown by the Lyran woman. That's a fact. It will not change. That's a fact. And that means that, to my deduction and to my understanding of the experience I have, that this fourth dimension, which is also a fact in certain aspects, because I know what I have done and I know the kind of feelings they can invoke and I know how it feels, it means that these negative entities, ETs, astral being and demonic entities, they can play your soul in the 3D construct like a violin, because you go through their dimension. Your spirit being up to God goes through that dimension, and this is my deduction is they can play us. I have seen and I understand that they can do this. So just understand that that's a fact. However, to what extent they can do this? Can they only do it for one person at a time, or can they do it for everyone, the whole collective of the planet? And this is where I make the assumption. I'm making the deduction and the assumption that they can do this for a whole planet. They cannot only do it for me when I'm under attack, they can do it for the whole planet. So this is my understanding of how it functions. So that explains the messages from my galactic friends and why it is so important that you do not lean on a leader. You do not listen only to one spiritual leader, because you will listen only to yourself. And the first messages I had from Lyra when we established communication, because I told you I was in the hands of the grace in the beginning and they were shutting off the communication. The first message I had was, keep speaking your truth, do not regret anything. That was very, very important. Do not regret anything. Absolutely no regret, because when you regret something, you get anxiety and you go into a spiral of disbelief on your being. And to get out of the matrix, to step out of the control system, to be stronger than the force that is trying to control you, you have to have no disbelief in you. You have to have only belief in yourself, belief in your abilities, and belief in your knowledge, and belief in you knowing what is the truth. And if you are able to do that, you are rising up through the matrix and you are gonna ascend. That is the real ascension. Raising your frequencies, listening to some music, pretending you are transmuting something, have nothing to do with reality. That's the fact. So the most important thing is to speak your truth, stand your ground, and only listen to yourself, because they're playing you like a violin in the fourth dimension. If you do something and you regret what you are doing, you are sending yourself into a spiral of disbelief, and you are making an opening for them to play the violin. Okay? And then they can make your spiral go down, and you get anxiety around your heart chakra, and you feel, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why can I not be like everyone else? All those thoughts, they are thoughts that they project on you so you comply. And it goes in everything. For example, let's say now the control system says everyone will have a yellow jacket. That's the fashion for spring 23. And then you say, but I don't like yellow, I want to have a red jacket. So you put on a red jacket, go to work, go to school, you go to the shops, to the shopping, and you see that everyone already, after a couple of weeks, are already complying, and everyone have bought that new yellow jacket, and they're laughing and being cool and listening to the right music and doing all of those things. And you went out in your red jacket and you don't feel comfortable, because everyone followed the matrix, everyone put the yellow jacket on, and you feel uncomfortable and you feel alone and you're not part of the social group. So you comply. You go to the shop, you buy a yellow jacket, and you go home and you regret having the red jacket. And you get anxiety because, oh my God, my work colleagues saw me in the red jacket, and they looked at me like, don't you follow fashion? Like, we are a modern company here. Why are you coming with this? Don't you know that we should have yellow jackets now? And it can even go to that point that people are teasing you at work, or you lose respect from your colleagues because you didn't comply with the matrix. And now you go and choose the yellow jacket, and everyone sees that you comply and you're forgiven. Now you're part of the matrix again. You're part of the club again. That anxiety, to my understanding, to my deduction, and to my assumption, it's a worldwide thing. I know that they have done it for me, and I know how it works. I'm 100% confident. But that thing can be done most likely for the whole planet. So what is the most important for you to rise up? Is it for you to heighten your frequencies, or is it for you to speak your truth and for you to only listen to yourself? The question is very obvious. And with the knowledge I have, I know I'm very right now. Okay? So this doesn't mean that you can do it in your way. If you're into that, please do it your way. But understand that it will only heighten your experience. And when everything is said and done, you will have to be able to see everything like everyone else. Our galactic families are able to see all the ugliness that is transpiring on this planet. They're able to understand it, and they move on, because they are fighting evil, both on the energetical plane and on the spiritual plane. So we have two things here. Don't lean on anyone. You are not ready to rise up until you only listen to yourself when you decide what is true or false. You cannot find the truth or what is false from someone else. You can find it for a factual thing, but you cannot find it in the future of your life if you're not training yourself to be able to do it. And you will make mistakes like I did, and you will have to jump back up and fight again like I did. That's the only way. And you have to speak the truth every chance you get. And I have decided from this point, because I spoke the truth on YouTube with my friends and everything, I didn't do it in my work environment, in my flying environment, because I know that they all took the thing, the eyes are twitching and they look like they aged 10 years in these 3 years, many people. And there's nothing you can say to them. So maybe sometimes it doesn't help. But everywhere where you are, when you're with people you don't know, maybe if you speak the truth and you say what you think, you will touch someone, because people are ready now. But I will also say that there are some people that will not wake up. That's what I believe. When all of this happens now, and all the dark measures are being put forward for us now in 2023, people will react to what happens. It doesn't mean they woke up. I have seen many people in the spiritual community that are clearly not awakened. They are just having a new religion, a new age spiritual belief. They have no real awakening. And many of them are still asleep because they didn't look at any evil at all. They don't even understand what is happening on the planet. So we need to be able to build our strength together to overcome this. And all these movements of hopiums, you have to wake up, my friends. I cannot tell you that they have bad intentions. They probably don't have any bad intentions at all. Many of these people are good people. But we don't need hopium now. We need truth. And that also means that I will not just do videos every week trying to get followers and so on. I really want people to get my message, and the tool to do it is this media that we are on. But the aim for this is not that. The aim is to be here so we can build a force to make the 𝐓𝐡𝐞 against the dark forces. We are here to take them down. And we will not take them down by just closing our eyes and hiding our frequency. We will take them down by understanding who they are, what they are doing, and how to stop them in every little thing. That's how we will take them down. And as I told you, all the energetical forces are already at work. It is already done. It's already fixed. But we need to pass through the bottleneck now and go into the new earth. And we will not pass in this spiritual war by closing our eyes to evil. You have to understand something. In the beginning, when I looked at all this evil, I was in disbelief. I was thinking, this is conspiracy theories. Like, how can this be true? How can there be this kind of people? And then slowly during my awakening, I find more information. I get contact from the spirit world. I get the messages. I get confirmation from them that, wow, this is true. My God. And this will be the hardest thing for the people to understand, that there are people this evil. But there is, and it's been there for a very long time. That's why the planet is how it is, with all the wars. And we always ask to look away from it. Look away, go buy your new car, go buy your new house, look away. It will not affect you. Well, this is the last days now. In the scriptures it's called the rapture. I don't like to speak too much about this rapture because it scares people, and we should not be scared, because this is a natural process, and everyone will ascend, everyone will rise up. Some people have made a wrong choice. Some people didn't fight when they needed to fight. Some people looked away from evil. Some people took the thing. And they might not rise up this time. But they will next time. And I can't go into this now because the video will be very long. But I have seen someone died very close to me when I was young. And they told me that the heart had stopped, and I was holding this person in my arms, and but I didn't feel that the person died, and I was thinking to myself, like, the person just feels the same. Is he sure that he's dead? You know, did the heart really stop? Yeah, it stopped. And then it took maybe 40 seconds, 45 seconds, and something suddenly happened. It was that War of the Ants in the old TVs. It was like see-through, like these sparks that started to spark over the body. It was like sparks. And you have to understand that I have had these psychic abilities for a very long time, and this was when I was around 21. And there were like these sparks going off from the body. And this started to be this ant of the wars, going like two circles, spinning slowly, in the one in the foot area and one in the chest area. And then these two circles spinning with these sparks going up in the a little bit, like 10-15 centimeters up, like sparking up like this. And then this War of the Ants see-through, it went up like it was falling up in the leg area, and then in the head and the chest area falling up, and it was something in the middle around the waist or maybe it was the heart area, I don't remember completely, but around the heart or the waist area there was like something holding it down. So it was floating up these two sort of spinning circles that was connected. And suddenly it released from the middle of the body, and it was flowing on top of the body. This sparking thing of energy and this world of ants, you could see through it, and everything was moving. And suddenly, when it had raised up and it was lying flat over the body, maybe 30 centimeters over the body, 40 centimeters over the body, I see that there is a string going from this energy down to the body, like a string, you know. And suddenly the string goes, it cuts, and it, you know, when you pull something and then the string moves because it's pulled until it cracks and it releases, you know. So it just looked like when you pull a string in real life, but it was see-through. And then this energetic area of sparks and this world ants, like in the old TVs, it went through me, and I could feel that this person now is feeling good. And this person was saying, why do everyone look so sad? I have no pain, I feel so good, I'm so happy. That's what I felt the person thinking, and it flowed through me. And it went up to the roof, and then it slowly moved to the corner of the room, and I could see it. And no one else could see it, of course. I asked a family member, but she couldn't see it. However, the days after, my family member could feel this person visiting us for, it was quite long, I think it was during 2 weeks. The same evening, we went for a walk, and this person came with us on the walk, and we could feel it, both of us. Just understand something, we don't die. Okay? If you have a child that took the thing, understand that this person don't die. Understand that this person will rise up, this person will ascend, and you will meet this person many, many times in all the lives you're going to have in the future, in all the life you had in the past. No one dies. They leave this 3D plane because some are not ready yet. And that's why many people like me are here from the future, because we are trying to help now. Because for some this is the first time they will rise up. And we that are from the future, we have already done this. So we have gone through the same process. This is a natural cycle of the universe. And every spirit goes through this. And I want you that have these feelings because you have a loved one that took it. Many of us have. Just to understand that this is how it's meant to be, and they will have their chance, and nothing is lost, and everything is won. And when we rise up and when we ascend, we will connect to the spiritual world, and we'll connect to each other, and you will be able to connect to them again. Just like I am at the present are able to connect, and have been for many years because of my psychic abilities, you will also be able to do it. You will be able to speak with them, have messages from them, and you will understand they never went anywhere. It was their body that moved on. Okay, that was a bit serious, but I just want to tell everyone that, because many people are going through this, and it's hard. Okay, my friends, don't lean on anyone. Don't ask anyone for what is the truth. Go search for the truth yourself. Don't regret anything that you are doing. Just keep pushing forward. You need to become strong. You need to acquire the power and the consciousness to overcome the evil. And remember, you are eternal. We cannot die. We are the strongest team, the strongest force that exists on this planet. And everything is done for us to believe we are weak. But we are the force. And all these hopium movements, whatever their intentions are, no military, no organization can save us from this. It has to be done from the people's own will and own heart. Only when everyone acts together for the same aim, accepting we don't believe in all the same things, accepting we don't share the same truth, but we share the same aim, then we will rise up. Then we will destroy the cabal. And it's gonna happen. And I believe it's gonna happen in 2023. Okay, my friends? I love you all. And I want you to be strong. And I want you to understand that Lion Man is not a professional speaker. He will not make videos every week. I have some 3D matters to take care of when it comes to my flying. I will be very, very busy. When I have some news from the galactic forces, I will make updates straight away if it's for the public, benefit of the public. And if I have something that I want to say, I will say that. It means that I might do some things suddenly, and then it might be quiet for a month or so. Just know that that's how it is, because if I just make videos every week, well, then I'm part of the hopium. I could always find something to say for every week, but that is not the intention here. The intention here is for you to find something that can show you what is the truth, and with this truth you can experience and deduct and decide what you believe in. That is my aim. My aim is not to make you feel good, be a motivational speaker. My aim is to tell the truth. And everyone that is here listening, I love you all. I'm so happy that you find my message, and don't take it in the wrong way. Just understand that if you have a true aim and you have a true message, it doesn't come every week a message. It comes when there is something to say. Okay, so I just want to say that. So keep your faith, keep your strength, gain your powers, and be strong. 2023 is with all likelihood going to be the year when we pierce through the veil. That's what I believe. And I send all my love to you, and you put the armor of God on you now, and you walk straight through all of this, and you don't get scared. Remember, it's already fixed. Whatever they serve us, do not be scared. If you're getting scared, having anxiety, we are losing power. You have to work with yourself until you are not scared anymore. You have to be strong. Okay, I love you all, and I wish you a good continuation of the new year. And with that being said, another time.